Hey there artists, my name is Olga Sobi. Welcome to new fluid acrylic painting tutorial. Today we are going to create a painting with a really vibrant summery-like base and embellish it with gorgeous stencil with a lotus design. So let's see how that one turns out. Let's get started. Joyfulness is a secret message today. This lotus stencil, it's my new stencil, and I have used it once already. I did it with a really dark red base, and the stencil design was gold, and it turned out fabulous. Here's the video if you haven't seen it yet. So today I want to sort of reverse the color idea for this one. So I want to have lighter, more vibrant. Some of these colors pastel, some more vibrant, but they definitely all very light. So very light color palette, and the stencil itself I want to be dark. Probably I'm gonna do it black, and I might add a couple metallics to it. So let's see the look we're gonna get with this one, and at the end we can compare both and you tell me which one you like better. So all my colors are mixed with water only, and working on 16 by 16 canvas today. I will include all the color names and links in the description as always, so check it out. And I'm just gonna pour all of my colors right in a cup. I really don't mind if my colors overmix because nothing can get muddy here. I have a turquoise here on the side, but I'm not gonna add it in the cup because I have a couple oranges and kind of want to play it safe today. I'm not putting them close so that I don't get any mud. And I'm adding half a cup at a time. Some of the colors here are metallic and iridescent, some just pastel. So that's gonna be interesting. The white will help my colors get even lighter. So just pouring it all in. Okay, this cup already looks like caramel strawberry ice cream, and I love it. I think I'm not gonna add the last two. This should be enough. I might add them later if I feel like it. This is plenty of color. Let's pour it out. I think I'm gonna do just a dirty pour. Try to do some wiggly design with that. I love these colors. Totally makes me think of some sort of ice cream. On top of that, now I want to add just a couple lines of my iridescent turquoise before I tilt it. Yeah, something like this. You know what? I think I might even swipe it with white. I'm sort of pre-wetting my sides so that when I tilt and the paint goes down the side, it doesn't stuck on dry canvas. It doesn't create those drips so much. I will still get the drips, but that will help to minimize them. Okay, looking good. Okay, let's tilt this out. All right, I'm happy with this layout now, so I'm gonna let it dry and we'll jump to the next step with the stencil application, so keep watching. Check this out. Peachy orange with pops of gold and turquoise. For me, this is a color palette of summer. Really light, really happy and airy. So now, time to embellish it. As I mentioned before, I'm going to use this gorgeous lotus stencil, and it's quite an unusual base for me. It's not very symmetrical for such a symmetrical design, so let's see how it works out. I have a couple ideas of how I want to make it work, and I changed my mind. I don't want to do it black. I actually want to use dark blue color. It will definitely create a lot of contrast with my peachy orange, and I will also add these pops of turquoise, the same as I used in my base. So as always, just placing it right in the center. Definitely helps to use a ruler for that. Let's secure it with the masking tape. I have already applied the layer of gloss gel on my painting, and on top of that I'm gonna add the colors. So first one is Prussian blue. Here I have phthalo blue and the iridescent turquoise, iridescent green blue. And this is just colors out of the tube. They're not mixed with anything, so there is no pouring medium or water or anything like that. And as you add in the colors, you're gonna notice that they do overmix with gel and become sort of lighter. You can see some of the tints of this color, but gel dries transparent. It's not gonna remain white, so the colors will dry darker. So I wanna add the really dark Prussian blue base all over. Next, on top, I wanna add this iridescent color. I'm adding it sort of in the similar areas where I have the turquoise base, the turquoise color in my base. Sometimes my brain freezes when I'm so focused on the painting. Just a dash of phthalo blue. I just decided that I wanted to add a touch of orange inside of this blue color palette. It's very risky because if I overwork it, if I overmix the colors, I will get muddy color. So I want to add it just slightly on top, sort of here. See, if we don't work it in too much, the color stays bright. Let's remove it and see how that turned out. Be very careful when you remove the tape. You don't want to lift up the stencil together with it. Again, guys, you're gonna be the first one to see. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's hope it turns out good. Okay, my center part does not want to move. Okay, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. Okay, no panic, no panic. Okay, I'm smudged the last part, but otherwise, oh, this is good. This is beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna move this here. Oh, I love it. No paint, I didn't get any paint. Oh yeah, you see I missed a couple spots here. It's okay, you can always touch it up when it's dry. We're gonna remove here this paint from the stencil. That's gonna be reused for next project. I'm gonna clean it more thorough after. But for now, just covering it with a paper towel, and I'm gonna spray some water on top so that it doesn't dry out. You know, the acrylics and gels dry really quickly. Before you even think about it. Step number 2, let's fix this little thing. Like nothing happened. Okay, I do think once it's dry, I will build up a little more texture there. I'm just too worried that I'm gonna ruin if I keep adding in. But this is why brush size 0 is your best friend when you're working with stencil, because you can immediately pick up and really craft those lines back while the paint and gel are still fresh. These sections here, you see, this is where just white is. Oh, I don't want to be touching it with my brush. I'm gonna let it dry and I will just paint on top. If I start adding right now, I will just ruin the texture. It's gonna be too many brush strokes from my brush, and I don't want that. So this Lotus definitely stands out beautifully on this base. It is dry, finished with thin layer of varnish for this very subtle, beautiful sheen, and oh my god, this texture, the embellishment with stencil turned out to be so perfect in this one. Look at all these lines, they're so sharp and crisp. There was one little section that I had to slightly touch up with brush, but otherwise, it is awesome. And you can see that my blues, the Prussian blue and phthalo blue, yeah, that was the phthalo blue that I used in the stencil. They dried darker because acrylics dry darker, plus the gloss gel that I used underneath dry transparent, and there is just a lot more contrast now. It really stands out. I'm so happy that I added some of the same color, the blue, into my turquoise sections, because it really helps the blue to blend into the rest of the painting. And adding some of the iridescent inside of the stencil, so I added some iridescent turquoise in here, in here, and here, and I also added some orange, what is that? So I added some orange here and on top. Gives it effect of transparency, and again, it helps the whole design really blend into the painting. So if you are doing some stencil embellishment, I definitely recommend you to, yes, create the contrast between the base and the stencil, but use some of the same colors to really make the base and your design work together. I think this little beauty is just so full of life and energy. There's so much movement in the base here, and the colors are very, very happy. It makes me think of summer, maybe even desert, with some of the oasis in the center. What kind of feeling are you getting from this painting? Please let me know. I would love to hear from you. And here is the previous one that I did with the same stencil. Isn't it crazy the difference that the colors and the overall layout can make? Because the stencil is exactly the same. Even the technique that I used for the base is the same. I did dirty pour for both. But different color combination make those paintings so opposite from each other. This one is definitely much deeper and stronger, where this one is more summery and happy, where yet there is a lot of contrast. See, this stencil design turned out super sharp compared to this one, and I used some dabbing. I used a little different technique, and this technique definitely works better. It's just something for you to consider if you want to try something similar. Also tell me, which one do you like the best? I mean, we don't have to pick favorites here. I think they're both pretty cool, very different, but still, I would love to hear from you. Alright, my friend, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and following along. I'm looking forward to see your beautiful creation with or without embellishment. If you would like to share with me, make sure to tag me on social media. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.